a derelict, derelict. All my friends, they wish me dead, they wish me dead. Every day is filled with dread, filled with dread. All my life been a derelict. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I consume feels so typical. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I consume feels so typical. Life been a derelict, never change, yeah, I swear to it. And of all the times I've been down and out, this time was different, I welcomed it. Every day that I fail to quit, I wind up here in the state I'm in. The heavy weight, cause it's bound to break, I need a break, the skin I'm in. Tip of my tongue tastes like battery acid. Try to push forward, I cannot push past it. Feel the blood on my tongue, it tastes metallic. Another day passes, I don't break the habit. I've got the tender clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I consume feels so typical. I've got the tender clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I consume feels so typical. So typical. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I consume feels so typical. I've got the turning clue, swallowing me, falling into everything that I do, everything I consume feels so typical. There's been plenty of moments that I fell on hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realized that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Glad to see some people here. Just want to say, if you're a reoccurring viewer, I know who a lot of you are. A lot of you, we interact in Discord and stuff too. But just thanks again for being here. It's the bear market. Everything's slow. Everything's boring. Lots of fake outs. Today I was gonna go through like the macro indexes like real quick, and then kind of talk about price action. I felt like this is a good time because I'm actually going over price action with my my trading class. So if you're interested and want to learn, there's description down below. You can read it. It's on Patreon. It gives a full syllabus. I tweeted about it a couple times. But yeah, what's up, Mike? Going Jay? What's up, Nick? Best trader ever? I don't think I'm the best trader ever. I think I'm good and hope to become the best trader ever for sure. What's up, Dorian? Yeah, so that song, that my buddy made that song, and I'm sure he was chilling and smoking. He's a big smoker, sure. But yeah, he's making a bunch of new music, so I'm gonna try and put that up whenever if he'll let me. So it's because it's his music. All right, gonna go through the normal stuff we get through, and then we're gonna spend the majority of the time on price action, why it matters, why the current move is not bullish and is now already rejecting major resistance and coming back down. Glad I'm streaming. Yeah, and like I'll be streaming more as we get into winter. I'm also teaching class now, so it's kind of harder for me to like stream and teach class, but definitely looking forward to streaming more in the winter because it'll be colder. I won't be outside as much. Plus the new puppies. He's 15 weeks old now. I'll go grab him at the end of the stream because I got to let him outside anyways. He's 30-ish pounds now. He's pretty big. Yeah, like I said, I'll go get him at the end of the stream. So if you want to see him, I'm not going to waste your time. Or if you don't want to see him, I'm not going to waste your time. But let's get into this. SPX. This is interesting. Not a breakdown, right? Not a breakdown. We actually bounced off of our macro uptrend. You could argue that this is maybe a double top, but we never got that full right side. Yes, we did close, but we never closed below our main support here. We have, support or resistance, support, and, some confluence over here. Nothing major. One thing I was noting, however, is look how low RSI is. RSI is completely reset, and we're still like 10% off all-time highs. I believe we're 10%. Let's see. About 10 to 12% off all-time highs. I am expecting a bounce. October is notoriously known to have relief rallies and moves to the upside, so looking forward to that. Looking leaner, dude. Okay, so I hate like sidestepping, but I actually just came back from a fishing trip, and before that I came back from a wedding, and I was like, I'm just gonna take this whole week off from the gym and just like eat like shit and not worry about anything, because like I was in a wedding in North Carolina, so all we ate out every single night, dude. I ate like bacon cheeseburger. I ate good food, but I ate like bacon cheeseburgers. I ate like, I usually don't do this. When I got drunk, I ate a ton of food, like, classic move. And then I went on a fishing trip to Virginia, and just like, I didn't like eat bad, but I didn't care what, like, usually I have like a routine that I'm in, and I totally broke that. So I appreciate the compliment, but I've actually gained like 4 pounds. So October has started. Well, so far nothing's really happened. So the idea that every month is going to do what other months have done, and I know I just said like October is notorious for having rallies. That doesn't mean we're going to get one. So I don't want to put something in your guys' mind and tell you, oh, go long in October and sell in December, because that's how it's going to work. Like, no one knows if that's going to happen. But SPX, really like our RSI here. I wouldn't necessarily call this bullish divergence between those 2 points, but I do like how we're bouncing off this trend after returning to the mean. That's really good. If we close below, really for me, we got to close below 4,100, like that 4,180 area right here. And we close below that, and yeah, it looks toast. But for now, it's fine. We're bouncing. It's only Monday, so we'll have to see how the rest of the week turns out. The XY, Now this one's a little crazy, right? The DXY is in like another parabolic uptrend, and it's only gone up for like the last 12 weeks. How many weeks is this? Let's see. What is it? Yeah, almost 12 weeks. Like, absolutely crazy. Did not expect that at all. However, I have this weird feeling that the DXY is going to deviate. Like, I'm sorry, but the markets don't crash when everyone expects them to. And everyone and their mother is expecting a market crash. Like, that's just not how it works. So, looking at this, maybe we run it to 108 and then turn around. But again, okay, I'll give you this. If SPX broke this area, like completely broke through, fell through the floor, then okay, we can argue that we're back to macro bearish DXYs, doing the unthinkable, breaking out, and SPX is breaking down, then you have confluence. But the SPX is still in its uptrend. It's still in almost a year-long uptrend here, has not broken down. The XY, yes, is in an uptrend. Yes, has broken a major level, but this could easily deviate. Just like it deviated here, could easily deviate again. So paying attention to that, again, it's hard for me to say, like, this is a good or bad thing yet. I'm kind of like 50-50. Like, yes, it's not good, but it's not bad because SPX also hasn't broken down. Plus, like, considering the movement on this with SPX still being 12% off all-time highs is pretty crazy to me. Like, if you were to tell me, like, we were going to get a 12 weeks of green, parabolic, I would have told you SPX would be below 4,000. Easily. Easily below. But it's not. And also, risk isn't dumping. Bitcoin's still almost $30,000. It's been $30,000 this whole time. Whole time frame. Right? So you have a couple of things. Do we deviate? Possible. Do we, get to 108 and then come down? Maybe that's resistance. Do we maybe just keep going up? Right? Maybe that happens. But we're not correlating. We're not negatively correlating to risk, and SPX is really not being affected by this. I mean, let's look. Over the last, let's find 12 weeks ago. So 12 weeks ago, SPX still went up while the DXY went up. And honestly, we're still moving sideways. So again, hard to take a grasp. I know the DXY looks ugly, but this one chart doesn't mean everything else is going to change. What's up, yes sir? How's it going? 29, 23, 22, then 40K plus. Mark my words. Good luck. So Chainlink dumps the hardest. Chainlink dumps hard. Link is up like 30 to 40%, bro. What do you mean? And yeah, we hit the top of our kind of like resistance, but Link was up like 50%. This is just a pullback. I mean, that or we just keep ranging. All right, let's look at Tether dominance. Okay, so originally said this, going to come back down, hit the bottom of this kind of support. We have sorry, and I might have not gotten this on stream. This is kind of what I drew out as a blueprint for the trading class. Is this going to happen to the nth degree? I have no idea. I have no idea if this is exactly how it's going to work, but it would make sense because we were rejecting here, bounce off support, right? During this period, maybe Bitcoin gets some move to 30K. And that's not to say we can't double top, come back down, right? So during that period, Bitcoin gets like 30 to 36,000, right? We put in a new yearly high. So we put new yearly high, Tether dominance comes down, and then Tether dominance pumps at the beginning of, the new year. We see, a harsh sell-off, like Bitcoin at 25 to 28K, somewhere there. And then we dump hard on Tether dominance. And that's kind of where we're at the reversal point. Like, this is another macro signal that crypto has bottomed. Does that mean that, Bitcoin's going to break 70K when this happens? Probably not. I don't see Bitcoin breaking 70K until that level's broken. I just don't see it happening. But, like, if we break this, Bitcoin will probably be in the 40s, right? Or maybe high 30s. Breaking this, yeah, you're making a big structure change in this overall chart. But this is kind of how I have it. I have an ascending wedge. We've kind of respected that wedge over the last year or so. So looking at that more or less. But other than that, nothing too keen on so far. I mean, it's a scenario, cannot play out. So Bitcoin, a couple things. Gonna get through like the quick rundown and talk about price action. For those of you who don't know, I teach a trading class, and we're actually talking about price action right now. So I figured, this is a good chance to kind of show you guys maybe how I teach or like how I explain things. But just for the sake of today, we're only going to look at price and volume. And for some of you that might be new, or some of you that are existing viewers, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Discord, whatever, and you're sitting there like, how did he know that this was going to happen? Or how did he know that we were going to reject here? So a couple things. One, I did call for a short. Now, I did not call for a very large short. I told my trading students and all of the other patrons, let's look for a short. Let's look for a short. We had a potential double top. I even shared it on Twitter. But I said, and just so that we all know what was said, pull up the Discord. Just because I feel like a lot of people get misled. So I originally said one day close, we have potential double top, stops above left side. Do not enter positions until we close. So I originally said don't enter anything until the one day closes, because the one day could still push through, right? Then it's not a double top anymore. Then I had said looking at partial positions, and this was towards noon. Part of the reason why I was entering partial positions because we have football here in America. Like American football was on all day yesterday, so I was like, I'm gonna be leaving my house. I might not get a chance to enter, so I'm gonna enter fourth to half positions. Total 1% risk if your stops are 27.5. I ended up losing like 0.1%. I was on like a quarter of the amount that I wanted. Whatever, move stops even closer to 27.3, only in with a fourth position. And then I finalized by saying not looking for longs as volume isn't validating a breakout. Now let's get to that. So we had the diagonal, and I've said hundreds and hundreds of times that diagonals are not to be trusted. And why is this? Well, one, there's no confluence, right? Like, yes, okay, you can say here, or maybe we get a touch there. But in all honesty, this diagonal could be drawn anywhere. We could be here, right? We could be there. Maybe where this is the real diagonal. Maybe it's this, and this was just a fake out before dumping and then breaking out and getting a retest there. So for me, diagonals are a very touchy subject. I don't like them for support and resistance unless they line up with a horizontal. However, we knew where the horizontal resistance was. It acted as resistance here, acted as support here, acted as resistance here, and is now acting as resistance again. So we're going to remove the diagonal completely. Actually, we'll leave it just for the sake. Also, for those of you that are new at trading, or maybe you're new at trading, diagonals confirm or validate breakouts, right? We have volume moving down. On the breakout, this is your breakout. That's your breakout volume. This is less volume than anywhere on this chart, right? It's equivalent, flat, low, whatever. That does not validate a breakout. So this level is not a true level of resistance. Now you might say, oh, you could have bought and, you could have made, let's see, how much would I have made if I bought this breakout? You could have made, if I sold the top from 5.5%-ish or, to 3%. Guys, I don't trade for 5 to 3%. I trade for 30 to 50. I could give 10 shits what happens here. Plus, on top of that, what if this just went up and immediately went down, right? In hindsight, you could say, okay, you could have bought this and sold it today, right? Or you could have sold it last night. And that's just not how trading works. So moving on from that scenario. A couple other things with price action. So why is price action really, really important? So with crypto, or especially with crypto, you have the idea of supply and demand. So if you think of very, very simple supply and demand, and I'm totally going to mess up this chart, but we'll see if I can get it. You have supply, demand, and you have price points somewhere, like this. So if, like I said, totally going to mess this up. I think it goes like this. So as supply goes down, right, you have, let's say 10, 1, 1, 10. So let's say demand's an 8. So we have an 8 on demand, and let's say supply, because demand's going up, we know that supply is going down. And let's say supply is limited. And we only have 10 supplies, so now there's 2 left of supply. So where are we? We're here. Sorry, this line is your price line. For those of you that are like any idea on like college level or slightly higher macroeconomics, this is how supply and demand works. So I'm just kind of drawing it. I know I'm totally screwing this up. I don't like live in the realm of supply and demand graphs. I just know how it works. So price here, supply goes down, demand goes up, price goes higher. Nope, got the line wrong. We're going to actually do this. Like I said, I'm totally messing this up. So price going up, and I think there's a third here. Let's say price, say 1. Let's say this is our price. There we go. I think that's it. Someone's going to take a clip of this and be like, look, this guy doesn't know how to do supply and demand. And you're absolutely right. I don't live in the supply and demand. So, okay, let's say our supply is a 2. Supply is being bought. Demand is high. Where are we? We're somewhere at like an 8, 7 to 8, right? Price is going up. I know that was a lot of drawing for just a very simple explanation, but that's how crypto works. Bitcoin, there's 21 million. As they get bought, as demand goes up, price also goes up. If there's a bunch of Bitcoin being sold and demand goes down because it's the bear market, price goes down with it. And now obviously that there are many factors that go into this, but that's more or less how supply and demand works. So you're saying, well, Roman, why does this matter? Well, think of demand as volume. Your demand, volume. If demand is going down and price is going up, right? Think about this. If demand is going down, price is going up, how does that make any sense if there's more supply? Like, it doesn't make any sense. This is why I pull out the price action matrix. This is the price action matrix. Think of, again, volume as your demand, price as your price, and what's the conclusion about supply? Now, you have to kind of infer about supply, but if you think and say demand goes down, supply is going to go up, so price is also going to go down with that. So you're thinking, okay, how does this tie into price action? Price action is the simple form of supply and demand. If your price is going up and your demand is going down, you do not have a valid uptrend. That means that at some point this is going to reverse downwards. This is not going to break major levels because you don't have the demand to break through this major level of resistance. Now you could say, oh, we had this diagonal. Again, my point with the diagonal is you can draw it anywhere. This diagonal does not mean anything, and that's why we're going to remove it now. It literally means nothing. I had it there as a visual, as something. I don't long diagonals. If I did, I'd still be up right now and I'd probably sell. But here's the thing. I've tweeted it many times. What the hell just happened to my chart? I just clicked a random button. I think I hit auto on accident. All right, if anyone knows how to fix that, because TradingView totally messed up where all the previous buttons were. Let's see. Why is it not here? No. See, I'm used to the old TradingView where the buttons are right here. I think it's this. There it is. You don't want auto. There we go. Yeah, I'm used to the buttons being right here. Okay, looks like we don't have any questions. Oh, kind of like when the war in Ukraine started, the price of sunflower oil and wheat skyrocketed. Yes, kind of. Kind of in a way, yes. So okay, let's keep talking about this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in chat. I know this is can be a complicated subject. I'm trying to make it the least complicated I can. So, referring to our price action matrix, and I'm actually going to do one of these so we can have it up there. Someone's going to see that and be like, wow, that was an order. Yeah, it was. I had to send that to somebody. So, okay, let's do this. Here's our... Oh, there we go. Look at that. TradingView is awesome. So here's our price action matrix. So, what? I got to put this in front. Okay, here's our price action matrix. So if we look at the current price action, right, we have price moving up. Let's say this is point A and this is point B. So from point A, I'm going to move this just a little bit. Point A, and now we'll say point B, right? What's happening with volume? Volume's going down, right? You can, say, oh, well, we have a little bit of a spike here and a little bit here, but ultimately volume's going down. the point is, price is going up, volume's going down. What can we take from this? Well, let's look at our matrix. If price is increasing and volume is decreasing, the uptrend is not supported by volume. Exit long entry upon further sign of reversal. Now, that's kind of why I looked for the short, right, on the double top, because I said, okay, we're a double top. Maybe the diagonal matters, maybe it doesn't. But it looked like a double top for a decent bit. Ended up not working out, which sucks. But another big thing. Let's go look at the 15-minute. I want you guys to look at this and tell me that this makes sense. And if you were involved in trading crypto throughout 2022 during when FTX was still around, you saw this a lot, right? Now, we just talked about how price action was bearish. Well, how does this make any sense? Right? A lot of people are looking at that diagonal and ended up liquidating a ton of people. That's all that happened. If you look at this without the diagonal, right? Without the diagonal at all, what are we doing? We're just ranging between horizontal support and resistance. And we actually rejected at the very top here at point B, right? So this is why price action is important, because if you're a trader, or especially a swing trader, and something like this happens, or you have a diagonal line and you're wondering if it was a legitimate breakout, you simply look at volume and refer back to your price action matrix and say, no, this is most likely going to revert. And look what's happened. So many people yesterday, they missed the whole blunt of this move. By the time they woke up this morning or started paying attention, they probably bought. Thinking that this thing's going to rip to 30. They get on Twitter, they get on YouTube. They've got Carl the Moon and all those clowns telling them like, hey, you guys should buy, Bitcoin's going up. Get on the train before it, leaves the station. And that's just not the case here, right? This is not a bullish move in the slightest. And now we're rejecting. There's over $500 million of longs that are trapped now under, anywhere between this wick. I think that's the stat I saw before I got on stream. Could be, plus minus, but I know it's a lot. So I'm hoping you guys can look at this and use this information in the future and understand where I'm coming from when I tweet about it. Yeah, I don't know, we had a nice little pump, but ultimately, guys, unless you bought the very bottom of this, it's a 15% move. You're not changing your life with that, and you'd be very, very lucky to get top to bottom here. The whole point of at least trading my system is you're looking for that setup, right? And then you're looking for that kind of like exhaustive move, or you're looking for trend exhaustion. So maybe the trend's strong here, but then we make that double top. Maybe we got divergences. Then we see that exhaustion, and we look to sell on invalidation or validation of that trend. Maybe some closer to the top, so on and so forth. And that's how we enter. We enter on the potential. We enter on the confirmation. Maybe we enter some other breakouts or whatever it might be. But the whole point is you're trading a system. You're not just going in blind, because essentially if you just trade blindly, you're not looking at volume. You're not looking. You're setting yourself up for failure. Roughly 500 million is already trapped. That longed around the top. Yep. Thank you. You have a specific targets for reversal. How do you validate potential move down, and what would you be looking at the next long position? So I'm looking at a ton of different indicators. I'm not indicators necessarily, but I'm looking at price action. Like, okay, I'll give you this. Let's say we do something like this. Let's say this is exactly what price does. And let's say volume does this. Oh no, I deleted my volume. So to answer your question is, and again, don't take this, like, I'm not saying don't take it seriously, but this is probably not what's going to happen. Right? Like, I don't know if this is going to happen. This is just a hypothetical scenario. It's okay. Let's say kind of volumes, staying stagnant. Maybe we get a, big burst here and there, whatever, right? But now on the drop back down to support, let's say we see lower volume, flat volume, low volume again, right? What do you have here? You have a double top or a double bottom potential. We're not saying this has happened yet. We're just saying this, right? We have volume going down, price going down. Well, what happens when volume goes down with price going down? When volume decreases, when volume decreases and price decreases, the downtrend is not supported by volume. Excuse me. Oh, I had to crack my neck. The downtrend is not supported by volume. Exit your short entries upon further sign of reversal. If you're short here, or you're short here, or you're short here, or wherever it might be, you're looking to take profits here and here. right? The potential will really be take profit 1, take profit 2. On the potential that, that double bottom forms, and then the confirmation where we actually confirm. But look, just with a simple pattern and simple price action, that's what I'd be looking at. Now, obviously, there's RSI, MACD, moving averages, a ton of other stuff that I look at. But this is the meat and potatoes of it. This is the bulk of how I trade. I'm looking at price action. I'm saying, okay, if I'm going to look for a long, does volume validate? Okay, let's say we get this move up. Okay, if volume starts doing this, where it's stair-stepping upwards with price moving upwards, go to the matrix, price increasing, volume increasing, that uptrend is supported by volume. I'm expecting that resistance level to break. I'm expecting price to break this, maybe retest it, and continue moving upwards. That's how I trade. That's what I'd be looking for. I'd love to take everything and show you, but you're going to be led off a stray path. Guys, trading takes years to get good at, especially identifying stuff like this and taking a step back and saying, wait a second. Okay, let's look at our daily chart, right? And if you're one of those people that's freaking out, are you looking at a 15-minute? Because if you're looking at a 15-minute here, you think you just lost, the biggest move that's ever happened. And first and foremost, guys, this shit doesn't happen unless the chart's bullish. Unless it, ultimately until it leads into a fake out. So let's look at the daily. Okay, so the daily, we have our support and our resistance. So we have support and resistance identified. You haven't missed anything. We came down, bounced into support, bounced into resistance. We're probably going to visit support again, right? We have not broken out. We have not done anything whatsoever that says, other than if you got extremely lucky and bought the bottom and sold the top, you would have made 15%. Like, unless you have hundreds of millions of dollars, 15% does not change your life, right? I'd imagine that most of you are like when I was starting trading out and I had maybe $10,000. Sure, $1,500, adding that, it's always good. But that's not the move that I look for. I look for the moves that look like this, right? The ones that you get a nice clean double bottom, you have really nice bullish price action, really nice follow-up, ultimately in a descending wedge as well. We break that, I don't know why this line's all the way down here. We break that resistance. Maybe we don't get that retest. We break resistance, lots of volume, confirming that whole move. And I look to sell, we get sideways, and I look to sell somewhere up here, or maybe up here, or maybe even a little bit down here. And even if that's the case, that's a 30, 45, 27%. That's the trade I'm looking for. I could care less about this. And on top of that, everything's validated. This is a valid uptrend, right? This is a healthy uptrend. This is being supported. There were signs of exhaustion. If you just look simply at RSI and MACD, we had obviously negatively correlating RSI and MACD here. We're starting to form bearish divergences, especially between these 2 points, right? So lots of signals to take profits. Not going to go through every single trade I take, but that's ultimately what I'm looking for is what does my entry look like? Are there things validating that entry? And then when I'm exiting, is there any sign of, exhaustion? And this move, this is already an exhaustive move. This is just a bounce with low volume. This is nothing bullish. Right now, what do I need to short? Same thing. I need a reversal pattern. I need something, we have the price action. So let's say we go back down and come back like this. I would take shorts here, 100%. We already have the bearish price action on the way up. If we get a double top, we get, any type of reversal pattern that's identifiable, then I'll take a short, right? Let's say we go to a 4-hour. Let's say that this comes down, comes back up, makes a double top. I'll short that, 100%. Like, will it be a big move to short? Probably not. We'll probably just go back to support. And again, that depends on what the daily looks like. But those are the type of things I look for. I don't just blindly throw orders in at support and resistance. You're asking for an easy loss. First time visiting the channel, coming from Twitter. Not going to lie, I was very satisfied with the shared info. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Glad you guys liked it. I don't really do live streams like this where I'm going over, every once in a while I go over something important. And I felt like price action is something that gets often missed, and it's probably the most important aspect of trading crypto. Like, in all honesty, and not just crypto, trading in general, right? Volume validates moves. That's how trading works. That's how supply and demand works, no matter what you're looking at, right? So implementing that into your system is just going to make you more of an accurate trader. It's going to help you avoid missing fake outs. It's going to help you avoid taking trades you shouldn't. You know, in hindsight, again, I'm going to revisit this. In hindsight, yeah, sure, you could have, long this breakout. But what if we went up and it, at night while you were asleep, came right back down, right? What if over the next 3 hours, we just come back down, hit your stop, then you're out and you lost money? So, again, diagonals can be great, but they're great like 20% of the time. Like the other 80, they're inaccurate and they're not good sources of information to base breakouts or any sort of validation from, especially when volume is not giving you any hints on what's going to happen. And the daily candle has the most volume in a while now in the rejection. Yeah, that's the other thing. We have the most volume now, and we've rejected resistance. And in 2 or 3 days, and this comes back down another $1,000. I'm not someone that goes, "I told you so," but it's like, it was right there. The answer was right there the whole time. Like, it's aggravating when people say, "Oh, we just got, dunked on by Binance, or the government dunked on us again," or whatever it is, man. There's always an excuse. And I just sit there sometimes and I'm like, guys, the answer was right there. I mean, price action is not supporting this uptrend. This is not going anywhere. So, all right, guys, I am going to end it there. I hope you guys learned something new. For those of you that are maybe new to the channel, or maybe you're just now coming across my Twitter, I try and live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern. However, I will be honest, I probably won't get back to that schedule until like November. But I'm going to do my best and try and live stream at least on Monday and Wednesdays. I try to always post an update every day on Twitter. If you're new and you want to keep with the conversation, I have a free Discord. If you want to learn, there are aspects of the Discord. You have to pay for it, but you get to learn shit that I just showed you all the time. There's 16 weeks of learning, right? So, with all that said, guys, be patient, users management.